Welcome to the Vexxed Uncensored podcast hosted by me, Saint, and Mo Vader. You'll be listening to us dive into taboo topics, celebrity news, discussing what's got us so vexed this week. Listen to us on iHeartRadio, Spotify, Anchor, wherever you listen to your favourite podcasts. Now let's get into the show.
Vexxed Uncensored presents Saint Remastered. The album features 11 Dolby restored tracks, written from 2011 to 2021 by Saint. It boasts an R&B pop sound with multi-octave vocals. Listen everywhere now.
Welcome to Vexxed Uncensored with me, Saint.
And me, Mo Vader. You didn't do welcome back. Welcome back to Vexxed.
Welcome back to Vexxed Uncensored.
You cuds.
If you're listening on one of the many podcast stores, shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Shalom to you, shalom to you.
Shalom.
How have you been, sir?
I've been well. Let's just start off right. I'm somewhat well rested.
Okay.
I showed up late. I showed up fucking late. Mate.
It's alright.
I was in my bed ripping farts, sleeping it off. But yeah, I'm well rested. I'm quite energized.
Yeah.
Probably won't sleep tonight, as you do.
I think I woke up in the morning and slept till 5 just because I knew, like, I'm not being up all night again without no sleep.
Yeah.
It's just brutal, isn't it? It's just like rough. So I know, refreshed and here, ready to go.
Oh, I just noticed. Here you go.
Hey,
Charlie bit me.
Mr.
Well,
King Charles.
I'm sure Prince Andrew's more likely to bite people than
Jesus.
Prince Charles. Well, King Charles the Third. That's gonna be lovely, isn't it?
The basilisk. The basilisk.
I used to be able to actually imitate.
Sound like that. Let me just check they're there. Okay, we do have topics. We do. I'm prepared.
Should I go first?
You can go first. Yeah.
Okay. I'm putting my hand in the cookie jar.
Ooh.
Oh, moist. Okay, we got brackets on this one.
Oh.
Right. Brian McKnight names his new child Brian McKnight Jr. He already has a kid that's a junior. Doesn't see them. Aww. Yeah, you know what?
Yeah, I did see this.
I didn't see this, but frankly, what I will say is that unfortunately, it gets like that.
Because so he's had new kids, a new wife, whatever, and he's named the kid Junior.
So he's got 2 Brian McKnight Juniors.
Yeah, but one of them he ain't seen in fuck knows how long.
Yeah.
So everyone's like, huh? How'd you do that? Where they do that? Because you just meant to name him something different.
Well,
I mean, Brian McKnight Jr., ain't it meant to be, how do you do that? Do you even do that? Do you give 2 juniors in the same generation?
They have different date of births, so there's not going to be any. There'll be like the personal identity crisis, but there isn't really going to be a crisis of.
Oh, actually,
they're not born on the same day.
Okay, so I have an example actually.
Yeah.
So for instance, say someone's born, right, and they're given a name.
Yeah.
Then the sibling is born, and a sibling is born and given that name.
Yeah.
So I do know of an example where that's happened.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's strange because I feel like everyone should have their own identity. And if someone's born under a sibling and you're named after that sibling, even if it's not the same first names, so it's basically the middle name of someone was given to the next sibling as their first name. So yeah, it's kind of like, I just feel like it puts people in someone's shadow a little bit. That's what I think. You know what I mean? It's not the fairest. I mean, it was the other person's name first. That's that. But like,
I think over the years, and especially over this past week, I have noticed my thought processing and I guess view of self isn't as conventional as I may want or as I may like.
Right.
I don't think or feel that by name and sharing a name with someone or a sibling would affect me.
Yeah. What, as the younger sibling?
As any of them.
Okay.
As either of them. Maybe it's arrogance, maybe it's narcissism, maybe it's just
you just wouldn't care.
An inflated ego, but I'm like, I'm me. And
that's what I think too. But I mean, hey, people are fallible. Humans are fallible, and
I think for what it's worth, those that will be making the most noise about this will be the same people that go to war over their friend buying the same trainers as them, wearing the same shirt, and it's like, that's my style, you copied it. It's not hard to be unique. Like, we're all our own individual pieces of shit, right?
Yeah.
You're a special cunt, I'm a special cunt.
You know?
Obviously, I'm a special kind of useless. It's very different, very, very different. But nonetheless, I think, the guy, the man wanted to have a family, and in that family, he wants maybe his first child to be his junior and so forth.
I mean, I don't know who he's shading. There's definitely shade in there somewhere. But I don't know what you said, shading the child. But look at 50 Cent and his pitney. Look at all the shit they went through, and that's twisted. So I can see it.
I actually, let me not say.
And Brian McKnight, listen, his voice is amazing. He's one of the best male singers, I would say, especially R&B. However, over the years, he would come up and pop up every now and then, say something really stupid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Stupid to who?
Because to everybody listening, allegedly.
The world is far too sensitive.
Kind of like just weird things. I don't even have an example. I remember he's known for this. And I'm talking from the 90s. So, or like if he's worked with people who's giving him exposure in the past or put him on, he'd shade them a little, like stuff like that. Okay. So he's like that. You know what I mean? Maybe that's why people are like, oh, here we go. If it's Brian McKnight, if it was anyone else, fair play. But it's Brian McKnight.
It comes with the territory. It has to.
Yeah.
On the 50 and his baby mum's thing, I wasn't living with them and I wasn't there.
I know them people.
I went there when his son came out to say, what was it, $6,700 is not enough to live in the state of New York.
It's free, innit?
Yeah, that's free money. Like, that's your safety.
You ain't got to get out of bed for that. That comes to you and you're good.
Exactly. You're in the private schools. You got set up with a business. You got set up with a business. It flopped. He wasn't, when you don't have the struggle, let me not say when you don't have the struggle, you don't have the drive. The drive is slightly different.
For sure.
The drive's not as...
I mean, they're in a unique position. They usually don't know what the fuck to do because they don't have to do anything, and they usually don't want to do what their parents do because it's like that whole "I want to be my own person" shit. I can't relate to being born with money or having some privilege. Like, I can't relate, so I can't even begin to know. But yeah, if you ain't struggled, then there's not much character. They say built, is there? Unless someone sat down with you and educated you and really raised you, you're not going to get that life, kind of, you know what I mean? Like, that's the school of life.
That is always, see, if you've gotten what I like to call pupillage, if you've been pupillaged by someone of substance, you can only imitate, but it's not organic. So,
you can give people good examples, maybe.
Yeah.
But by actions, like telling someone something don't mean shit. I mean, kids do listen and stuff, but like it's usually by example.
Yeah.
They follow. But yeah, it don't sound like he's had a good example. I mean, that's just what it's coming off as.
Who, Brian or Curtis's son?
Curtis's son. Yeah.
I would say in what people would call toxic masculinity and the worst form of masculinity, he has had an exemplary example of what is waiting for him out there in the world.
Yeah.
Because 50 represents that little dark side of every human being that in this PC culture we all shy away from, and we do this.
He's just Charles. He don't give a fuck.
Yeah, and we play nice and pretend that we're.
But some people just ain't nice, and that's the thing. Like, we do expect everyone to be nice. Some people just ain't got it in them. They ain't got it in them. They're really just not naturally nice. Like what you would say is nice, courteous, or maybe thoughtful, or like they're not nice.
Yeah.
But they still have friends, they still have family, they still have jobs. That's one thing I've noticed, especially like when you're maybe too nice to people, when, you know, when you're raised to be, and then you're kind of like, but there's nasty ass people that still have friends, families, job, like opportunities, like what am I being so nice for?
No, it's true. I used to be over generous with, I won't say the hope that it. Actually, no. Let's tell the truth. I was over generous with the hopes that I would be cherished and loved and celebrated and adored.
Okay.
And it doesn't work. Don't do it.
No, it don't work.
Don't do it. Be yourself. Accept. You know, you got to accept the shit that comes from being yourself.
Yeah, whatever that is. Do you know what I
Exactly.
mean? And it really just falls in people's opinions.
Yeah, what works. What doesn't.
Yeah.
What needs changing, change it. But what you can bear, go with it. So Brian, even if you go through another divorce and whatever, you get a third wife, third family, you call that third child junior.
Brian
and you make it
McKnight
work.
Jr.
Come on,
Or some
Brian.
shit.
Achieve your dreams.
Okay, so next topic is kind of on the same situation. No, it's honestly in the same vein. So this is sperm donor who has over 550 kids.
Yeah.
Has been ordered by the courts
No.
to refrain from donating any more sperm because, yeah, they just apparently don't like that.
Why?
I don't think the government likes when one person, one family or lineage takes up too much of the population. I just don't think they like that. Honestly, don't. Like,
Is this UK or US?
this actually was neither.
Oh, wasn't it?
No, I want to say it was in either New Zealand or no, sorry, it was in Holland. It was in Holland.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I just have to put a disclaimer out there.
Yeah.
You fucking racists in the comment section, yeah?
Oh.
This is not my favourite fruit, all right? It is, but
I know, it's one
you've
of
got to
mine
watch
too.
out for the trolls. They're coming.
It's a carrot. It's not a watermelon, it's a carrot. Because like Genghis Khan, a lot of people are you know, people like him. There's a bear actually, people who...
Have you seen the whole blue bum thing? Because of Genghis Khan, like 80%. This might not be accurate.
Yeah.
But 80% of babies born from certain communities have blue bums.
What does that mean?
Like a blue bum.
What do you mean?
Their bum when they're born has a blue tint to it.
Oh.
Blue hue.
Ooh.
It phases out.
Why?
It's a genetic thing. It's
Ooh.
a genetic thing that...
Never heard of that. That's mad.
I saw it on the YouTube short. We're not advertising YouTube.
Not a YouTube short.
If you have a sperm donor system and you incentivize sperm donor,
If you advertise it and... Yeah.
you can't tell people not to do it.
Apparently they can. I didn't even know they would do this and get into these situations. But
It's
clearly, like, I've not seen whose it is, but usually women pick sperm based on looks, description. Are they smart? Like, they do a bunch of tests on you and shit because people are having your child, do you know what I mean? Your DNA, so they pick. That's the whole point. So usually it's like, yeah, motherfuckers got like all these degrees and shit. They got green eyes and you fuck knows whatever. Do you know what I mean? Whatever the description is, and they are 550 women have picked him.
Well, he's hot shit.
And it's not like he's making money off of that because he made money off his initial whatever he's giving them in it. Maybe it's no, I know now. Too many siblings. 550 siblings. You cannot be doing that. That's incest. Okay, get it now. Okay, yeah, I agree. Stop. He needs to stop.
Yeah, you can start like one of those.
Because none of them know they're related. Yep. Throw him in jail. Because none of these motherfuckers know. That, okay, now the government needs to tell them. If they're going to go as far as telling him, he's got to pay 100 grand per sample if he ever donates again. Or if he ever has any children again, he's got to pay 100 grand per child.
Well, it makes more sense to cap how many donations you can make over your lifetime.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
each and every male can make no more than 20 donations or 40 donations over a lifetime. And if you make more, then you can only make like 20 donations in a 10-year period.
Yeah.
And you have to have a break of 15 years between it.
And they should come for the labs that are, or the sperm banks they should come for them too and be like, well, where's your policies to restrict the number of people? Like, let's have it to 5, please, in a radius, because these motherfuckers could marry each other. Most likely will, because they look like each other and don't know. You're attracted to your own, allegedly, to your own looks. But that's not always true, because interracial relationships don't look like each other.
I thought it was always you're attracted to the resemblances and similarities you can find between your parent of the opposite sex.
Yeah.
Oh God.
But if you look like that parent, if you look like that parent of the opposite sex, then you're going for someone who looks like you. That's why you see some couples, they look like brother and sister. Like blatant. Like they was like, huh? Do you know what I mean? Who fucked who? Let's play who fucked who.
Get the strap, y'all. I'm just gonna finish this off.
Yeah, it's your.
I'm just gonna finish this off and then.
Oh, my leg's gone numb.
I'm gonna go.
Actually, I'm gonna try the mango now because it was sour last time, and I weren't feeling that.
Well, it is. It reflects.
Right. It's a bit better. It's a bit too ripe. Get it right, guys. Get it right.
I saw this.
Okay.
I actually saw this, and I'm on the fence. I'm 50-50.
Okay.
Topic is UK Prime Minister Rishi Sunak refuses to apologise for slavery. Now,
first of all, who even asked him to? You know what I mean? I did see the clip actually of the woman asking in the House of Commons. Yeah. And first of all, I just thought he's not the appropriate person. I think it's cool because she thought let's catch the president, let's catch a prime minister who isn't white, who has this position, and let's give them the opportunity to do something that no one else has done. I think Charles and that when they've gone over to Barbados, when Barbados pulled out of the Commonwealth and so on, they've gone there to say we wish you luck. moving on without the crown.
We're gonna fucking sink ya.
Yeah, like you never know. One day they're not, But I mean, they still fucking work together. But they don't talk about that. But they're not officially theirs. Yeah. But for me, he's again. I'm not sure if he's Indian, Pakistani. I'm not sure. However, yeah, he's a prime minister who's not white. He could say yes. Let me use this opportunity and my power and holding in this office to do something that we all kind of wish. But coming from him, I don't think it counts because he's not responsible for slavery unless we want to find out like generations ago his family were one of the Rajas or in with one of the fucking in with the British that were elites, the elites of India back then. Yeah. Unless they find that out. He's not the one to apologise for slavery in the first place.
He's not.
They should have picked fucking Theresa May or whoever. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean? Like, just wait for the right person and ask them or make them do it. Put pressure on them. That's what I think. I still feel like he should have done it instead of just saying no. Like, what's that about? No? What does it even mean? No.
Ooh.
What?
Sunak was born on the 12th of May 1980 in Southampton General Hospital in Southampton, Hampshire, to Southeast African-born Hindu parents of Indian Punjabi descent.
Mm-hmm. Okay, he's Punjabi. From Africa. His parents are from Africa, but,
Well, Indian Punjabi. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So
I guess his family weren't even part of the colonising shit if they were over in Africa.
Nah, probably part of the whole spread and trade.
Maybe.
This is so. Oh my god, this is so bad.
But I mean,
this is so bad. I slipped up and told my director about this podcast, and I ended up sending him the profiles. And
oh Lord,
yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna be in any kind of hot water, but right. So
that's fun. Let's see what happens.
I can't do the research of looking into how many generations
like
they
they
were in South
to catch a slave.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's
not our jobs.
It's not. But let's just say, first and foremost, I like to put this statement out to the community of those who share DNA traits or my similar hues to me. Please stop race baiting all these other races. You had no business cornering Rishi Sunak and asking him to apologise for something that, frankly, at the time the decision was sound and rational, reflected society. Mm-hmm. It reflected society. You find these people somewhere that don't share any similarities with you other than life. you're going to put them to the best use.
I mean, who even said the British were sorry?
They're not.
I never took any sign that they were ever sorry for slavery.
They're not. The only
Neither the Portuguese, the Spanish, like none of them.
None of them. They feel sorry for themselves that they're now lumped with these huge communities, like, you know, this infestation. Yeah. They got a rodent problem.
But they lump the blame on their ancestors. Oh, that was my great-great-great-great-grandpappy.
Yeah.
That were me, motherfucker. You know what I mean?
But you're more than happy to spend
that money. You've got his money.
Yeah. Look at that house that's been passed down generation after generation.
Yeah.
I mean, and the thing is that but for the ancestors' decisions, these are likely to have been serfs, you know, peasants. Yeah. They work the land, farmers. You know, like when you see the whites, like the poor whites, bless them. I love them. I absolutely love them. There is nothing more refreshing.
Well, I've not experienced a long term stretch in any when. I don't know how it feels to really be about.
Oh no.
When? When?
To be fair with you, honestly, it rivals being around my own people.
Okay.
Because there's a certain level of honesty and just wow. I
mean, I grew up in London and like Cockney, like kind of vibes, and in the family is like, so I can relate to a lot of their stuff. But like a few like friends in teenage years, like you go meet their families in their yard, like I guess a little bit, but that's it.
Now, when in that environment, it's a bit more intense.
That's it, because that's both sides of my families are mix up. So it's like weird. Yeah. I have white relatives, obviously. Hello. Yeah. But like, you know what I mean? Don't really, strange. Apologies if you guys hear any background noise because
it's the homies in the back.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's okay. It gives.
I'm sure they don't mind.
It's going to give the audio a bit of atmosphere, and you know.
Well, it's either that or police sirens. Which one do they want? You know what I mean?
Yeah, but no, they fucked up. Like, why are you asking? Why are you asking for apologies?
Yeah.
X amount of years later.
Yeah.
Fun joke.
Well, unless they're going to give her reparations, and maybe that's what they're bridging towards.
Fucking never.
Because in America, there are people getting reparations, but just for specific things. Like if they grew up specific cities that were used as experiments.
Yeah.
They sprayed a bunch of people and shit, and they've received reparations. Of course, they have.
Yeah, but those are reparations for.
Not for slavery, but for slavery,
but that's for the
chem warfare and shit on black people, Tuskegee and all these, St. Louis or whatever, and it's sad. But like as far as reparations, it is funny because it was promised and it is a thing, and the whites just haven't, they just haven't paid up, so they are due. It's a matter of them doing it, and I'll say yes, thank you, because yes. If you're one or two generations, do you know what I mean? Back, like as far as I'm concerned, do you know what I mean? My last name is Blades. Bitch, that's a slave name. That's a slave name, okay?
The money for reparations is all tied up in investments. Go and get your life insurance. It's been the whole notion has been bouncing around far too much. All US citizens that are
especially, I don't know about here because it's hard to tell when they come here, right? Because this is the stomping ground of the colonizers. But if you're from the West Indies or something like that, and that is the place where your ancestors were taken as slaves, and you are still there, and maybe a one or two generation that's gone to England or Canada or wherever, like for sure, they're the first ones up. We are the first ones up. Period. So West Indies hold tight, because do you know what I mean? You or your father, your grandfather, grandmother, whatever, if they grew up on the very island that ship came to and dropped them. Do you know what I mean? There's not even some separations between there to there and America, and then tracing them to America and be like, oh yeah, your fifth grandfather was a slave. Some are a lot closer than that. So because people stay enslaved for much longer, some people didn't even know they were free, especially in the West Indies. So yeah, but anyway, one day we hope. I mean, I don't know about you guys, because I mean. Well, you're not from slave heritage. I'm sorry, but my mate is not actually from slave heritage. He's not. So,
well,
he's like, oh, you.
Now, what the difference is? Although there wasn't slavery and enslavement in the same term of work, Toby work.
Yeah,
there was still work, Toby work,
of course.
And that work, Toby work.
Yeah,
What what a lot of people don't really acknowledge and realize is that it still goes on today, but the enslavement is financial.
Yeah, for sure.
So the colonies, the old colonies of France still have a special relationship with France. And they funnel money and GDP straight into France's economy. Yeah. And it's the equivalent of the Commonwealth. Yeah. So
it's just like residuals. Yeah. Residual ownerships or
absolutely.
Partnerships or
absolutely. For all the 7 million languages and ethnic tribal languages spoken in my country. Yeah. French is the official language of the nation. Yeah. So it's slave colonization, slavery in the New World, slavery in the US is a product of colonizing Native Americans' land and bringing the infrastructure that was imposed in all other parts of the world because
because what are the French-speaking islands? Let's say Martinique, let's say obviously St. Lucia, Guadeloupe. Do we count Haiti? I've never really. I know they are in West Indies, but
Haiti's it's not West Indies, it's the Caribbean. But
they have such a close relationship to America. Haitians are just honestly, I've always just thought because I can't say like a lot of the Caribbean, like if you go there, it's not like England, but like a lot of it is, they're doing well. They're fine. Like Haiti's a mess. And I feel like because it's the American thing, it just feels like they're over there with the Americans. Americans are raping and pillaging every part of it.
But isn't that what I've noticed? The nations that have dual involvement from more than one colonizer, and they haven't had a stable relation consistent for X amount of years, seem to be a bit further behind than
English. So say for like who's it? For instance, Jamaica, for instance, but everyone battled over that shit. Like I think that switched hands like a good 3-4 times. Do you know what I mean? Like especially with the Spanish and stuff. So, but then like St. Lucia, they're technically Commonwealth English. Oh, because English were the last to own them. Still speak French. Yeah. Well, broken French.
Sacafé.
So, it's weird how you think they speak English all the time, but they don't.
No, it's true. That's where the French, it's not even the French, colonizers in general have a wonderful way of entrenching their cultures and mixing it into what is seen as sophisticated and well-to-do. I mean, St. Louis. However you want to pronounce it.
The Americans, what do they say? St. Louis. They say,
Missouri.
Americans don't say nothing. So they just be real. You guys butcher that shit.
You can put the letter A on a piece of paper. They'll go, ooh. Huh? But you see, when you look at the cultures and traditions and how regional and geographic how the geographies of the land looks like. New York is very much a British settlement.
Do you know where I'm going to go? Apologies, I mean Watermelon. Boston. Because it's so English.
Really?
The buildings, Boston.
Oh yeah, Boston, isn't it?
Tea Party and shit. Yeah. So all the English guys, you're not a history buff, you don't need to be, who really cares? But like when they come to America and did that shit in, Boston was one of the first places that they built up in,
Boston.
Massachusetts.
So
I want to go there because it's a bit like being up West End, I've heard, but bigger, like massive, like, that vibe, comfortable, you probably feel at home. Oh, I can go America now. Their mandates end on the 11th.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
So you don't need your COVID jab.
Don't need no jabs. Don't need no jabs. America, I'm coming for you. I'm coming.
MIA.
Don't know when, but very
go
soon.
Miami.
Do you? I kind of do too.
No, exactly.
I want to go to New York first. Flights ain't that bad right now either.
I know.
Yeah, I'm not saying I'm, flip, but I'm spontaneous. You'll be like, you right,
I'm
just, JFK Airport.
You're going to go and see rats the size of dogs there.
Oh, I can't wait. I want to see everything's bigger in America. Oop. Pause.
Pause. Alabama.
Yeah.
Okay. Are we all right to move on to the next topic?
Yeah, for sure. I ain't got nothing left to say. I can't even remember what we're talking about. Rishi or something,
Rishi Sunak.
slavery.
Yeah, black people stop
Getting in
asking,
our bag.
Stop asking for fucking apologies.
Yeah.
Stop it. They're just words. Those words could be empty. You could say, "Oh, I'm so sorry for whatever happened in the 18 and 1700s.
Yeah.
It was so bad."
And do you know what you guys do in your DNA test? Fuck all that shit. Do you know what you need to be doing? If you really care, go to one of the genealogists, like the real ones who go and find out, you know, that TV show, celebrities do it.
Air hunters.
And they find who they are.
Yeah.
They just go through their history and they find out how interesting it is in the crimes and the this and the that and, you know, all sorts of shit. Go and do that. Right.
I mean, that works with the countries.
That's what I'd want to know.
That works with the countries that keep records.
Yeah.
Good luck to me trying to find out who my great granddad is. I'd have to.
I mean, we're not postbox babies. You know what I mean? We know, like, you know, you're black. I know I'm black, white, and Indian.
Black.
And that's like, so we know that. So who cares about a DNA test just to show, oh, this tribe and that? Who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
I even know that. So already, my family know where they're from.
When my great grandmother passed away, which was actually it was only like 7 or 8 years ago.
See, did I meet her?
No, that was my grandmother.
Your grandma. Yeah,
that was my grandmother.
Okay.
The beautiful black skinned woman
and young looking.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah, black people, stop looking for apologies, man. No one ain't sorry.
No, they're not sorry.
Yes, so next topic. Brixton Academy to close down. There has been a petition from 50,000 people to save it.
Yeah.
Are they closing it down because of that concert?
That stampede.
Yeah. That's not fair, because it's not Brixton Academy's fault that ticket touts made, like, basically they were defrauded.
Yeah, there was
defrauded. And unless they can actually prove that O2 purposefully and willfully sold more tickets than what they could for the venue.
But did they have enough security? You can never have enough security.
You can't.
And sometimes they cheap out.
Well, even if they cheap out, Because
didn't the security officer, didn't she die? Yeah. So,
but then, doesn't that raise the question, was the security, and my condolences to the friends and family of the deceased, but was that position the most appropriate?
Listen, physically? We can get into the SIA license situations and how you can get them like Skittles. Yeah, like go down the job centre, some people, and they can get their SIA license at like half the cost for like, well, this was old school, so I don't have to do it now. But a lot of people were doing security only because I got family background in that. And a lot of people you come across and meet new, they ain't even been doing it that long. They just know certain people. Yeah,
absolutely.
And if a job's quiet, never all the time, but if a job's quiet, then they just want the numbers on the sheet that says 2-3 people all doing their walk-arounds, and that's it, easy job, easy money. But then when some shit pop off, they get in trouble because they're not trained, they don't know how to handle it, they haven't had experience. It's like, you know, and Brixton, I mean, come on. Yeah. They do have big like acts there in the Brixton Academy.
They do.
But this has never happened before there.
Exactly.
So you can't blame Brixton, you can't even blame, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, otherwise, the only other thing is just go back to blackballing the artists.
Listen,
because
I wanted to play Brixton, but I didn't. I did other ones. I didn't do that one.
Don't close it down. It's just a building.
Yeah.
Let's actually start looking at social problems. Why did so many people go and follow
this man? I don't know who.
What was it? Peace be upon you.
Ashake?
Ashake, yes.
Okay. Listen. I'm not familiar with his music and that. He's not on my playlist.
Afrobeats.
Yeah.
I play some, but it's not bad.
I probably heard him on someone else's Afrobeats. Not his though.
Yeah, no, it's not bad.
Okay, so next topic is Ed Sheeran says if he loses his most recent copyright law case, he will quit music. Someone's having a tantrum.
So
someone's throwing the dummy out the pram.
How many copyright lawsuits has he had? Because
at least 28 at this point. Nah, I'm joking. It's not that much. It can't be. But like he's had at least 5, I want to say. Yeah. Like I hear about for years, I'm hearing he's in court about some shit.
Yeah.
The thing about this one is this the Marvin Gaye sample? And I feel like that's why he's trying to be a bit of a brat right now, saying he'll quit music if he loses.
Okay.
You can't be teething the Marvin Gaye and not crediting because you know
Well,
it's
it's
expensive
Marvin
or they're
Gaye,
going to want
get it
25% of the record or 50%. And that's really what it's about.
Mm-hmm.
But they try and interpolate the shit so much so you don't catch it. Motherfuckers know music like the back of their hand. They know what they're hearing. And when it's proven in court, like, you know, wave files and shit, like, what you saying, you know? I don't even know what song it was because I don't listen to no one apparently.
It was Thinking Out Loud.
Oh, I don't know what that is.
I'm thinking out loud.
Oh, the slow kind of.
Yeah. And darling, I will
Oh, yeah, he's
be loving you
No
till
wonder.
you're 17. Yeah.
Pay up.
You know, the odd thing is, the way that these infringements are done, until someone else points it out or
Yeah.
you're like really with it,
Yeah.
you can, speaking retrospectively, I can say, I noticed it had a similarity
Yeah.
to something else.
You could be like, I know what that is. And everyone does it. It's a game. If you're a music lover, it's a game. What's that? Hold on. And you start singing the original. But
Yeah.
we just all assume that they've got permission for it.
He didn't.
And
He put
did
his
not.
hand in the cookie jar and
He said, yoink.
he weren't allowed.
You know?
I think some shows last year, he had come up for this already, and
Oh.
this is a really, really poor taste joke. His background in busking has kind of made him not too,
Oh, please.
yeah.
Listen,
You
people
don't
forget,
respect
yeah?
people's property.
How long this motherfucker been signed for, yeah? At least 10 years, at least. At least, I want to say, 12.
Yeah.
How old is he when he got signed? Young.
Mhm.
So if this motherfucker was busking, it's probably for like 2 years. If this motherfucker got thrown out of his house or was sleeping on the sofas and shit, it's probably for 16 months.
Yeah.
This motherfucker's still wearing holy t-shirts in 2023. Trying to come off like he's just come out of an alleyway where he slept all night. And he's worth like 50 million.
Yeah.
So I just don't buy it. And he's branding his songwriter in it. Songwriter, I write all my shit. Well, clearly, you need help. You know what I mean? I've never had to sample once. Oh no, wait, once. But I didn't sample. The producer sampled. Last Forever.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was going to go looking.
One song. So you don't need to. You just don't need to.
You don't have to do it, Eddie.
No. Or do it
Eduardo.
as to pay homage, like a blatant one, like
Yeah.
TLC, no Scrubs or some shit. Everyone's like, oh, we know what that is. You know?
Yeah. It's a shame though. I wonder what he's going to do.
With music, he's not going to win that.
If he quits music. Ooh, Ed Sheeran OnlyFans. Ed Sheeran OnlyFans opening up.
See, he can retire and he's good on his royalties checks. He's laughing.
Well, those checks are going to be cut. Because if he's losing consecutive infringements
From that song, yeah.
from that song, there was others.
Oh, yeah. So he's
there
had to
was
give
others.
up eventually, I guess.
There was others.
I would come for more. If you stole it, I'm coming for more. Originally, if you would have come for me, I'd probably say, give me 10%.
Yeah.
But if you took it and I want 50 for the audacity. Yeah, tried to pass my own shit off as your own though.
Gonna go Tony Braxton on their ass.
Yeah.
I want it out.
How about the song we just recorded just a minute ago and what's the beginning of the song? Gary.
No, don't say it.
You're not allowed to say it.
Don't. It's not true. It's
But
not Mariah.
it's not true, it's just a lie.
It's not-
But you know, you just got to do it.
Do you think she'll
It's not a
do it?
guarantee.
Sure,
But yeah, she
ain't
can.
gonna
If she,
care.
yeah, if she likes it or not. But I personally know that certain artists like Tony Braxton, or you know them big artists,
Yeah.
they don't have teams that listen to this shit and approve it. They like literally listen themselves. Yeah, and you would, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Because if people just redoing your shit every 5 minutes, it loses its je ne sais quoi. It's you know, time, energy. It's
Stop buying the
It
same
gets
clothes
stale.
as me. Stop copying my
stop
swag.
copying me.
Yeah, fuck
Get
'em.
your own song.
Fuck 'em, I say.
Fuck my
Steal it. I
TV
believe
TV
that copyright laws should follow the Chinese model.
Was it? But they want to say you touch, you buy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So China, you touch, you buy.
You know, fuck
Take
you.
your own advice.
Oh snap! We've gone into that part of the world without even realizing. So, this topic now: South Korean man eats £160,000 art installation, a banana taped to a wall. What?
Yeah.
They taped a banana to a wall and it cost £160,000.
Yeah, it was an art installation.
A banana that would go off and...
I don't know how long it had been there, but the man ate it. He thought he was hungry. He said he was hungry.
Yeah.
He saw a banana taped to a wall.
So, yeah.
So he took the banana and ate it. It was an art installation. It's 160 grand.
It's a fucking banana.
I'm like, he's the normal one.
Yeah, you dumb fucks.
The rest of you are the fucking weirdos. What are you taking a banana for and trying to sell it for 160 grand? He's like, fuck that. I'm hungry, mate. I just walked up. He said he just walked flights of stairs. He said he was tired and he needed potassium.
You know what? It's fraud.
Do you think?
The Italian artist's $160,000 piece, known as the Comedian, was displayed in a South Korean museum. This is actually hilarious. The piece of art is called The Comedian, and these clowns have actually gone and valued it at $160,000, which means someone has actually paid that.
Oh, for sure. Oh, willing to.
For the ownership of it, or that's the price tag put onto it.
Yeah.
The fact that it's called The Comedian is literally a slap in the face and mocking the art world, contemporary art world, for what it is.
It's definitely all fraud. Like art world is fraud. Like it's definitely about what is it? The cash,
money
cash,
laundering.
cash. When you're stacking up the cash, basically.
It's hiding your assets,
funneling it away.
Yeah,
yeah. So yeah, it's like I don't know. What do I got to do to get a bit of art valued at that much? Shit in a box? Because I'll do it. £160,000.
I'm sure someone.
I will shit in a box right now, and you can have it.
I'm sure someone's done it. If you shit in it, right? Shit in a box and do something like put those odor, the odor things, silica,
or freeze dry it.
Yeah.
So it don't smell and stuff.
Yeah. Glisten it up.
Have it.
Glisten it up.
I was done with it anyway.
Name it society.
Yeah, society.
They will lap it up.
Yeah.
Absolutely lap it up. A lot of people have got more sense.
Do you see how much fun white people have? They are literally taping bananas to walls and going, oh my goodness, 160. Oh yes, definitely appraise that 160 grand. You know?
Bellissimo.
It's like, that's some, they got life real easy.
They do.
You know?
They don't, man. They don't. You have no idea how hard a white person's life is.
Oh no, it's good we don't say. I was going to say, anyway, next topic, innit?
Yeah, unless they want to give us a sponsorship deal. You want a sponsorship deal?
You want to sponsor us, Blue Juice? Okay, so... Oh, Lord. Give me strength. HS Tiki Toki.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Catches gonorrhea again. Do you remember this? So he went viral. This boy called, apparently his name's HS Tiki Toki. Yeah. And he went online and said... Here's the way I'm confused. He looks no more than 22.
Is this the guy that said, my life's a whole fraud? I'm
talking about the one he said he had sex with 200 people.
Yeah.
And caught gonorrhea.
Yeah.
Obviously he caught things before, like, clearly.
Yeah.
But he was like, oh, I caught gonorrhea, guys. Like, it's not worth it. Like, all of this. But then, yeah. Like, he was literally not even... He's got to be at least 22. That's what I'm assuming. So 200 people is your body count at 22 for one.
Yeah.
And then secondly, you've caught gonorrhea and told everyone on Instagram. It's gone viral for some reason. But now he's back again to say he's caught it again.
Right. I see exactly who this is. This is exactly who...
And what does he do? Because I'm not sure.
He's just a TikToker. He's a what you call public figure.
Oh, right.
And not a public figure in the sense of the term, how you'd use it in the 2000s, 2010 and 1990s. He's a public figure in the sense that... Pardon me. He seems to get his hands on rentals, fast cars, and this and that. And he's on TikTok, that extravagant, lavish life, but it's not actually coming from you've achieved anything. It's probably because you're easy on the eyes. Your generation watches a shit ton of your TikToks, your pranks, your this, your that.
What a whore. 200 people.
Yeah.
200, bruv. Fill a room with 200. You're not even at 25. I think that's despicable. Like, yuck. Like, I thought I was a fucking whore for my number, but like 200, I'm a saint.
You know what? No
pun intended.
This really is just a reflection of...
And this is a guy, I'm not... You know what I mean? Like, I really do see it the same. Like, you're a whore.
But in his defense, he isn't actually doing any worse.
Well, he's not getting paid for it, but you know.
Well, he opened the OnlyFans. Last time we spoke about it, it's him.
Okay, there you go then. So now he's showing his disease pecker off to
it is him. And I'm in two minds about it because on one end of the spectrum, in another lifetime, catching the clap was, go get some pills and you're back at it in a week or two.
I've never been there, but I'm taking your word for the experience because yuck, you know?
and
it's common, it's common. Obviously, you got to get it once in your life, ain't you? If you're doing it. By 200, how has he not got more? How has he not had how has he not riddled? Because clearly he's not suiting up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but the thing is that there's some diseases have prevalence in one, different age groups, two, different orientations,
right?
And that is not any comment on the orientations or the age groups. Is simple exposure. Yeah, it's that
how often do they do it?
How often you do it?
Are they civilized?
What high risk behaviors you engage in?
How did you meet them?
Is there hardcore drug abuse? Because it's not always as clear cut as
how they got certain things. Yeah, it's not always through sex.
It's not always I fucked a dog and
mad. But yeah, I just think, wow, this is where we're at now.
Yeah.
Wow. Seriously, if that's an average number for someone that age, that's fucked up.
I think it's more...
Makes you want to stay out of the pool.
It's someone that age with wisdom doesn't come... Wisdom isn't just from experience. He doesn't portray himself as the brightest, as the sharpest knife.
This is the thing, because he's not very bright, he's not lying.
He's not, he's an Essex lad. He comes across as an Essex lad, allegedly. Allegedly.
But yeah, I just think, wow, rancho.
Cutting through the hose like a hot blade to butter. Well, what can I say?
Hey, live your life.
Live it how you're getting it.
Yeah.
So, okay. This is a complaint one. Egyptians complain as new Netflix show depicts Cleopatra as a black woman. Yay, fuck you, Egypt.
They said no.
Yeah, they said
you are trying to unravel the Egyptian culture. She wasn't even white and she weren't black either. She was mixed.
Yeah. She was definitely
Greek and African.
Yeah. She was definitely darker than what the modern day Egyptian hue is, because the modern day Egyptian hue
is Elizabeth Taylor.
Do
you remember? Just the classic Cleopatra is Elizabeth Taylor with her purple eyes.
Oh, yeah.
Tan. She's very tan. She's an olive skin person. Yeah. She's dead now, rest in peace. But yeah, she died years ago.
I missed that one.
One of the most beautiful women in the world, they say. I agree. But,
I don't see it.
Yeah, we all, I don't know if we all know, but historically she's Greek and Egyptian. And that sounds like mixed to me. So, you know what I mean? So what if she's a black woman's playing her hand? I don't even get the problem.
Right, let's start talking Pan-African.
It's when Egyptians again. They're always trying to act like they're not in Africa.
To tell you the truth, be fair with you. North Africans, it's not even just Egyptians, Syrians, Tunisia, Morocco, Algeria, all
Ethiopia?
of that. Ethiopians, Eritreans, Somalians, Somaliland, that whole kind of Horn of Africa that spreads across like that, that connects to the Arab Peninsula, the Mediterranean.
Israel's just there.
All of that area.
Jump over the water.
All of that area would rather claim being Arabs and say, "Oh, we're Arabic. We're not Africans," because what they refer to as, like this, the sub-Saharan African is seen as bottom of the barrel. So those that live on the continent don't want no association to I'm not African. I'm not black. I've seen people that they might listen to the show, and I don't want to hurt them with this observation, but they, in terms of just basic prejudice description of their appearance, they look mixed race. You can either confuse them for mixed race or Asian, Indian mixed race, but they are Africans. They're coming from the nations close to, Ethiopia, Eritrea. They're of a lighter complexion.
They come that way.
Yeah. And call him African. It's I'm Eritrean, I'm Ethiopian, I'm Somalian, I'm this, I'm that. But what continent is your nation on?
But I would say same with like South America, like Brazilians.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Being a mixed race country, the only, I think, majority mixed race country.
Yeah.
But who don't really, they're not like, we're black.
Oh no, absolutely
but
not.
They're black.
Yeah, no, I'm Brazilian.
You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck are you not think you're mixed with? Black. It's Portuguese and shit, and then black.
Slave.
You know what I mean?
It's
Slave black.
It's not no, that's not kind, is it? So it's slave.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. It's proven that it changes DNA. Your experiences, like imagine like 20, 30 years of hard labour like slave. You're eating like scraps for dinner and shit every year. It's genetics change. So there is like, you're from, motherland lineage. And, I'm mixed, but I'm slave lineage. So we're both in the same room.
Yeah. It's the same suffering. Because you know what? You can have all that money, but you're still in it. I'm joking.
But there is this like crazy, even like African Americans versus Africans don't really see eye to eye a lot of the time.
Don't.
Very strange.
On African American Twitter.
African American.
The way that like Nigerian migrants are mocked in like Texas, Mississippi, Atlanta and that. Yeah. But they land over there and in 1 or 2 generations they achieve what you guys have been sitting
houses
on your ass
and
for.
land and because they say this is what you bitches been playing with, all these opportunities. Okay, let's go to work. Let's go to work.
Let's go to work. Okay, we will chop. Watch me chop now.
The latest. So basically, the modern African American, their genealogy currently is only 70% black, meaning 70% African.
Mm-hmm.
So 30% are mix of native or white.
Yeah, absolutely.
So when these people like light skin, dark skin, this, that, half of you are fucking mixed up and you don't even know it. And they're the ones that come for mixed race people, because I feel like they're internalizing something. Mm-hmm. And I'll be to you like calling you out for just existing, but I'm looking at them like, well, one of your parents got to be white. You just, or again, it can skip a generation. It can.
Take it from me, because I know you can see me under the light.
I wish all my cousins were in this room with me. I do, because you would see such a fucking plethora of her. It would be all different colours, all different eye colours, skin colours, like insane. Majority black, but
put them all together.
Black don't come in one way. So
what was that elephant's name again? Elma.
Oh, what was that elephant with a patchwork?
Yeah.
Ah, shit.
Make Elma the multicolour elephant.
It was that book and Where the Wild Things Are were my favourite. Yeah. And Biff and Chip. Do you remember the Biff and Chip books?
Yeah. When I first come to this country, I struggled to read the beef set on
the magic key.
Yes. Yeah, it was Elma.
Elma, that's the one.
30 years. 30th anniversary this year.
Yeah, same age as us, yeah, pretty much.
Oh,
yeah, I mean...
it was joking.
10 years before we were alive.
Take it from me, the best kind of mixed race is I call it the straight drop.
Well, do you know what? There are types. And no, there are. I'm saying it myself. There are types of mixed race. There are actual types where you can actually group them all together and they look alike.
Yeah.
But then they're different from each other. I'm a non, what do they call that? Ambiguous, so no one can really pigeon me.
Yeah.
But like, there are ones that so look alike. Yeah. And I've met doppelgangers of them, like, and they're just, I don't know how it works. I think genetics is strange. But there are types of mixed race. There's the light skin with like the blue eyes, like pale skin, not even like me, like white. And then they've got blondie, very afro hair.
Yeah.
That's the type.
The blondie curls.
Yeah, you got the classic, which is like caramel skin.
The brown paper
afro hair, but softer, like, usually, or it could be not. Depends who you came out of. You know what I mean? Brown eyes, and that's the classic.
Charmaine de la Rosa.
But so many types, man. I'd like a book of it, but I don't know if that would be acceptable. If someone did like a book of, No,
because I think they did.
Especially because among mix, like I used to be a part of like groups on Facebook and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's mad because you meet so many like people who, in your vein of mixed race went through the exact same thing you did because you look alike.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, there's like my cousin looks like you.
Yeah.
Do you think he was full black? He's not. It's his mum, you know. Yeah. And he looks just like, just doesn't know why it can be detected.
Oh my God, that would be so horrible growing
And his
up.
brother's his brother. Oh, these names are getting bleeped. But,
Please,
you know, and that's his brother.
Yeah.
And classic mixed race looking. Classic. Where just looks black.
Don't they call that the throwback? They're like, oh, he's a throwback, don't
No, it's just like, I don't know how to describe it. Mixed race people who look mixed race are visible. He's not counted as mixed race by look, so you don't count him, you don't see him. So there's plenty of people walking around, you just don't know they're mixed. Mad. What's all the fuss about? This is why I say, what's all the fuss about?
I just like people anyway. Like,
trust me, I like it. But what I was getting to the point of is, mixed race people, when they talk among each other, there's no offense. Like, we talk about this kind of shit, and there's no like, yeah. Nah. But last topic is King Charles's coronation is going to cost £250 million.
yeah.
Yep. Swallow that.
Yeah, that's how it goes, mate. In a fucking cost of living crisis, they could find 250 million, a quarter of a billion.
He's already king. He don't need to do this. This is just ritualism. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
250 million you can find.
Yeah. And he's not going to be king for more than 50 years.
No. Just to put a crown on a man's head.
Yeah.
That's insane.
And are they going to change the money? They're going to put his face on it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Of course they can. I mean, of course they have to, innit?
Drug dealers and fraudsters, you need to start diversifying your assets so that you're not going to lose too much
from
of that
next week, I think it's like, you'll just start seeing his face.
Oh my God. Is it going to be like profile and he's going to
Yeah. I think it might be a slightly younger I think they have to maybe do it like at the age you come into kingship. Like on that portrait, because the Queen's one she was young on it for time, innit?
Yeah.
She was so fucking young on it, and then all of a sudden they updated it. She was like,
the Queen was actually kind of a
she thought she was a snack. A snack. A midnight snack. She was like, hello. That's how she used to speak when she was younger. Hello.
Make her go red.
I think those accents are the strangest accents of English accents, and that's the Queen's English. I think the way they speak is so odd. Like, I can't do it.
It's pompous, presumptuous.
Ew. They're just very ew. Like, they form their words strange.
I call it the tight lips with a mouthful of water. So like marbles in your mouth. It was a requirement that I spoke to the manager. The service was appalling. Absolutely appalling.
I prefer it white, mate. Apples and pears, dog and bones.
I like Scouse accents.
Fucking Scouse. Yeah, they're funny.
And I like just
to laugh.
the way that they speak, the terminology. Are you fucking having a laugh? I fucking knotted there one, didn't I?
Yeah, they're like cartoons. A little bit. Just a little bit.
This is
highly offensive episode. Who else can we do next? The Welsh. I can't even do a Welsh accent, really. Yeah, the Fanways, their kind of shit.
Common Bear.
I can't cope.
And then Brummies, you gotta love it, Brummie.
Brummie, I used to live there. I don't know if I can do the accent anymore.
They sound so dumb. They just drag their words, it sounds dumb.
What do you mean? What do you know about that? I don't like it.
Birmingham.
No.
Aye.
Birmingham.
Come from these.
Shit. Yeah, I gotta say, Birmingham people, they take their time. What? They take in shops, serving you, just in general in life, they take at least 3 times the speed, like literally 3 times slower than your average Londoner. I'm not joking.
It's all that alcohol and heroin.
They've got all day. Like I at first I was like, this has got to be a joke, like crazy. Getting used to the high fast pace of like somewhere like here, and then going to like somewhere like very strange.
It's not nice.
So near fucking stones to throw away. You wouldn't think it'd be that fucking different.
You'd be surprised.
You'd
be surprised.
Just down Essex I think it's so different. You know,
Essex.
Yeah, the great grandchildren of the Londoners.
Oh yeah. It's funny how you can leave the East End Leave the East End
It
and
won't leave
Deptford,
you.
go out there.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, you just ballooned into
I
something
know,
else.
something else, their own thing. And then the accent's like, you can tell obviously it's not a London accent, but it's an offshoot of the Cockney accent, which is so weird. It's like a mutant baby of of the Cockneys. So
Yeah.
but good on you all. We love you all. But
Good on ya.
we're gonna go to an ad break, guys, and a possible herbal remedy break too. So get at us, sponsors. Get at us. Okay. We'll be right back.
Here at Vexxed Uncensored, we like to strive to be our best selves, whatever that means for us. So we couldn't be happier to partner up with the medical tourism company Pure Ada. They provide a variety of healthcare services, from everything including dental work to IVF treatments. Even more, cosmetic procedures such as liposuction, facelift, and rhinoplasty. All taken care of in the best clinics and hospitals Turkey has to offer. They have many insurance options. To find out the best fit for you and to find out more, contact us on social media or head over to pureada.co.
Have you ever wanted your own podcast, solo or with your co-host? Follow us on Instagram at Vexxed Art Brands and send us a message. We look forward to discussing your amazing ideas. You never know what could happen.
Welcome back to Vexxed Uncensored with me, Mo Vader.
And me Saint.
And we are now in the notorious, the infamous, the scandalous, the Vexed segment of the show.
This is the part of the show where we get vexed. We express and share all the shits that pissed us off. Oh, can't even speak. We share all the stuff that's pissed us off in the last week or so. And if you've got any, leave them on the Spotify track right there. Only on Spotify. Send us a voice message, whatever you want. But yeah, who's going first with their vexed moment this week?
In honor of last week's show, which
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I didn't do a Vexed segment, or if I did, it was it was sloppy.
No, you didn't do one.
I'll take lead on this one.
Okay.
What's vexed me this week is a bit of a personal battle,
Okay.
a moral dilemma, a conundrum. Now, it is to do with my relation or lack thereof with my children.
Okay.
One of them, bless them, was in hospital. They wasn't well.
Oh.
And I was at work at the time.
When was this?
So I found out on Saturday, but was hospitalized on the Friday, I believe. Friday, maybe even Thursday after school. I think it was like Thursday after school. There you go. This is prime example.
You can tell me what happened after.
Yeah. Prime example, I'm not able to even give a straightforward answer because of my lack of knowledge of what goes on in their lives. And yeah, obviously the children want to see me. But last we had contact, like between the mother and myself, supervised visits is what the mother wants, and that's not in me. I know my limits, and that request it's above me. It's not something I can do. Not even.
See, this is the thing. Because I'm not just like for instance, yeah, if I said, how's my nieces and nephews, do you know what I mean? I would get an answer.
Yeah.
And I just don't think there's any due cause or reason for that other than maybe just parents not getting along, which usually is like, suck it up and get on. Like, suck it up. It's for the children.
See, I don't even think that we don't get along.
Yeah.
It's a tricky one.
Yeah. Because you don't want to you don't want to, slate anyone. But at the same time, you want to be honest and genuine about it. And this is the thing. A lot of people go through this, like, you know what I mean? Guys having kids younger and younger, they ain't going to have a clue about what's what, especially mother rights in the UK. Like, it lands usually on the mother side in the UK. It's always been like that.
Yeah. In terms of effective communication or access to communication,
Yeah.
the number that I was messaged on isn't the number that I carry every day.
Right.
So that number was just up and away somewhere else.
Yeah.
It's actually bank transactions on his account, on his card,
Yeah.
that alerted me. Like, I was thinking, whoa, that's a bit odd for him to spend like that. I think it was like a couple of pounds, but 5 times. 5 transactions.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I thought, let me just check. Like, it comes up as Southampton. Like,
Oh shit.
yeah, I was like, that's quite out the way for where his usual spending habits are.
Yeah.
And yeah, man. And then now at this point, after having X amount of years of no contact, very little to
Yeah.
it's like life has shaped itself to reflect where I am. I work, I sleep, I make sure that everything that I'm doing works around work.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
You
now.
can't do no better than that, really. What more can you do? Especially courts and stuff. If your parents out there, if your parents split up, you would know either your parents got divorced or they did a ghetto divorce. You don't go to the courts like my parents did. But they're still married 20 odd years later, and you know what I mean? It's called, so it's a certain number of years pass to the point where either party can go to an office and say, or the court basically, and say terminate it, and they will, because you've not been together for like a decade or more. So they can do that, but if you don't, it's weird when you're from a certain background, you don't even consider stuff like you get married and sign a contract, but you won't divorce because it's in the courts, and we don't do that. And see, just different rules for different regulations for different types of people. Then not just your kids either. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's true.
And I was about to shout out a business and everything, but I just keep it anonymous. You know what I mean? But it's no love lost. It's just more like it'd be nice if, you know, when things like this come up, supervised visits and so on, that it's because of it a reason, not because of you feel like it.
No. In defense, it isn't a you feel like it thing. It's a conversation was had which not only paints a narrative, it don't even paint a narrative, right? A conversation was had.
Yeah.
Facts from past experience of one party was shared and expressed. The child brought the topic up with myself, and I gave my recollection of facts.
Yep.
My recollection was deemed as distaste. I think, no, it's not even deemed. Looking back, I had spent a day writing it, and then like a couple of hours, I did not send it. And I didn't send it because I was in two where wisdom or knowing better knew do not send that. And on the other side,
phones are policed, and as they should be at that age, but it's a bit of a when you can't talk to your kid. Because I'm sitting here thinking now, and I'm just, you know, as you do, put yourself in a position, and I'm just thinking, obviously, if I don't get to just roll up on them and talk to them when I want. So if I want to make sure if the kid is asking for something at a certain age, that they're requesting, so their brain is instinctively requesting information, it's vital to them. That you should be able to. How else are you going to do it if not through message? Now, everything on a message reads differently, or you can twist certain things into anything you want to. But I think like you should be able to have a frank conversation with your child if that's your child and that's your DNA and that's your namesake. I think you should be able to do that without being called into. And that, you know,
that is where that's basically where I have the wow.
Yeah.
From my perspective, the audacity.
Did I marry the feds?
Yeah, like it never crossed my mind to think that, okay, so one party can say and recount and
their side of the story.
Yeah, you have that right. I don't. And there is never any discussions to actually figure out, okay, where did you see fault? Yeah. Did you see fault in that I wrote that?
Which part is the problem here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it like the response? I don't know. I kind of think maybe what I was experiencing wasn't perceived the way that I recalled it.
But they can perceive it any way they want. All right, put it this way. If you took them out to lunch and said whatever over lunch, like, here's why this happened, you're old enough to know, you're asking the questions, then it's fine. But because it's over text message and you're, you know, there's already, can't see them because me and the old DX ain't getting on or whatever, then you did it that way. I don't understand. Like, if you would have called up, it would have been fine. But because you sent it on text, it's recordable, or they can see it and be like, "Oh, well, I don't like that bit. That's not true." And meanwhile, the other party can say what they want. Like, it doesn't make it true.
I gotta say, sometimes with the things that I experience, it's an aftershock. It's like, I never thought nothing of it at first, but I thought it didn't really hit home until maybe a day or two after, and then I was like, "Oh shit!" And I thought, yeah, well, it reflects the circumstances, and there is, do I fold and comply to this supervised visit business? Because other than
and this is with men, you know, this is what needs to actually be said, is a lot of times women are really like, they're the neck. Men are the head, or whatever, you know, as they say in the household, and the women are the neck. So women are usually the ones who arrange things. They're very good at setting things up, making phone calls, doing so forth. You're a man who keeps your home, you work, you do your business stuff, and then, you know, at the time you see your children. Now, when, say for instance, let's treat this like it was hypothetical, call to supervised visits, there's no situation. In fact, like, visitation is dimmed and dimmed and dimmed gradually to the point where you send a text just, again, answering, you know, and it's boom, supervised visits. Now, one parent does not have to write under any circumstances, unless they've said something true or untrue that would garner such a thing. Now, you're not talking to no one about, you know, no external third parties about your children. That's not your business. That's not your motivation. Doesn't mean the other side isn't. This is the situation. Men play very much into the ground in which they're invited. Where my thing is, that's the ground that she's built up on. That's the ground she's made phone calls to set up. Even just the request of a supervised visit is, I would say, you've acted valiantly in the sense of that situation. Because a lot of men, again, maybe aren't as busy as you, but they jump up and they take that as such a huge offence. That's usually what kickstarts the, let's take it there then. You know what I mean? Because, yeah, everyone does want to stay at the courts, especially if you come from a, you know, not the hoity-toity background, everything's legit. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? But if that's the game, that's the game. But it's not, oh, it's on my tennis court, here's by my rules, 2 people made that child. So at this point, it's just one person making the request and the other person is just trying to find time to even think about it. That's all. There's no I agree, I don't agree, I'll do it, I don't do it. There's just no thanks. That's a cute suggestion, but here's how I would like to do things. Then you put that forward, and if 2 parties can't agree, you can do mediation, or you can take the shit in front of a judge.
Do you know, benefit of the doubt? It has been such a long time that I think I set myself a reminder for every 6 months to message, ask, are you in the same, you know, you still in the same stance as you was then? Yeah, that's what it is. So I'm like, okay, not see them. And
when they're young, so they're under, you know, the day-to-day of going to schools. You know, a record label could have an artist, but the day-to-day of the artist is actually taking care of a smaller label. So that's why some artists decide there's 2 labels, because they split our responsibility. It's the same. Do you know what I mean? So it falls into, she's there every day, she talks to the schools, she talks to this. They're in secondary school now. Yeah.
What, year 5?
Year 5, time goes too quick.
We'll talk more.
Yeah.
I'll talk more,
but again, this is the thing, and I would just encourage parents, like, both sides, just as a non-partisan, like, situation, that kids remember, you know. Kids remember straight up, like, who did what and that. And there's no fooling them, you know, because they remember they was there. And kids are seen, not heard. So half the time, you're saying things in front of them you don't even know you're fucking saying, because they're to be seen and not heard. And being heard from a similar culture.
Yeah.
So it's true. Like, they trust me, and they grow up, and when they hit 18, they turn to you and they go, what was that? Get ready for that. Both of you, whatever it is, that's how it happens with all children. So, you know, should be more worrying about that than, right?
In retrospect, I wouldn't have sent that reply. I wouldn't have engaged in that conversation.
No, you had every right to.
But I do think that, unfortunately, with consistent consecutive disagreements, right, I do believe if it wasn't this, it would have been something else. The small battles in the long war it's an inconvenience to the both of us, because we could have just, to be fair with you,
men are just usually like, for fuck's sake, I can't even be what? All I did was have a kid.
Yeah.
That's all I did. What did I do? You know what I mean? They honestly, like, I've seen it time and time again. It's like, the fuck? I'm not saying all dads are like that. There's vindictive ones, sure. But, like, no, it's usually a bit like hands up, like, what do you want me to do then, fuck's sake? And then they end up doing it, they never win. They never like, nah.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's always on the other person's ballpark.
Of course. How many court orders have not been honoured? Yeah, this weekend, that weekend.
There you go.
It's not honoured. Not honoured. When, you know.
You know?
But fuck it. What can I say? It's a wild world we
Yeah.
live in.
But again, a judge can say, yes, so-and-so, you do have to half of this child's life until they're 18, give them over to so-and-so at this date, at this time. But no. He works. He's got, you know what I mean? He's good. What are you talking about? And that happens all the time too, so don't get discouraged. That's what I'm saying.
Minor
The kids are getting
boundaries.
grown. Like, when they're little, they're fine. Like, but not when they're almost big.
Should be open the door, let them run out and come walk out.
Yeah.
Come and that's it from me. That's my
Okay, let me remind
little
myself of what
Vex
mine was.
segment.
Okay, so my Vex segment for the week is... I'm going to start with just have you seen the Mech and Doja Cat was in prosthetic? Then you got like, they just all look like demons, and I'm just, it's just so like, with everyone suffering and starving, like, why is this still happening? I don't really no longer believe that it's just for the function of like the maintenance of like archive clothing for the Fashion Institute. I really just don't believe that. And I just think, what is this inner circle? What is it for? This parade, you know, in front of everyone, in gilded garments and money and all this shit, and like there's people literally fucking starving. Your fans that are buying your shit to keep you going, your movies, your fucking figurines or your TV series, whatever, your perfumes, they're starving right now. And you are like, you're privileged. And even like Frank Ocean, we were talking last week, like that thing about him not hating his fans and stuff. See Doja Cat looking like an alien. But there's been this woman, I say woman, I don't know how she is, but I'm sure she's an adult, but her name's Melanie Martinez, and apparently she had a couple albums and, you know, was burgeoning on some sort of success.
Yeah.
And then this time she's come out with a new album called Portals, and she's basically remade herself in prosthetics, head to toe.
Yeah.
And it's like some fairy alien with 4 eyes in the video. So she dies and it comes out of her. So she's now on stage in this garment. She's like, no, I've remade myself. This is Melanie Martinez. I analysed the situation and saw that she was accused of some sort of sexual assault that really hurt her music or something. Her music is like auto-tuned, like Tumblr, white people Tumblr music, if you know what I mean. And Portals is now this album. It's all talking about like, there's songs called Evil, there's songs called it's very Sold My Soul.
Yeah.
It's very desperate attempt, Sold My Soul. I'm now like a character from Cheetah Girls or some shit where I'm like got this prosthetic on and I'm doing an hour like show in Brazil with this fucking, like, what are you doing? Is this what music is getting to? Like, we're all gonna have to be trotting out like all these people in masks, prosthetics, and like it's becoming just a circus now. It's like going to be like the X-Men now. And of course the labels are going to franchise off that and they're going to commercialize it, so it will be the norm. And I'm just over here like, you lot are just, there was a thing called art before and now it's just entertainment.
Yeah.
Art was entertaining before, but now it's just entertainment.
The banana.
It's the banana.
It's the banana.
You know? So I'm kind of just sick of it and I'm fine anyway. I'm retired. I've got to fucking give a shit. Secondly, very quickly, remakes.
Yeah.
Remakes.
Last year. Remember last year I was saying the whole Disney's remake of every movie.
Everything.
That.
The Little Mermaid, however, and this is the exception, I hate remakes.
Yeah.
Sick. I'm sorry, the trailer looks fucking sick.
Has it come out yet?
Nah.
Oh,
I
okay.
don't know when it comes out, probably next month. But for me, the Disney movies, like, I feel like every other kid house I went to, they all had the VHS of like Sword in the Stone, Beauty and the Beast, fucking all the Disney movies from back in Fantasia, shit like that, Little Mermaid and so on. And for me, it's like certain IPs, like the songs or a song, you know, where she sings like a mermaid. And so this girl that she's got, everyone was angry because she's black. Sick, amazing, as far as I'm concerned, like from what I've seen, and I was ready to just hate it.
Yeah.
Because Jodie Benson did the original, I think she got like Grammys and all sorts of shit for it, and it's great, she's an amazing singer. And this, I was like, fucking hell, so well done to Disney for that.
Yeah.
Didn't tell them well done for nothing. The only thing I would have changed is Melissa McCarthy is Ursula.
Yeah.
And I think they just didn't want Ursula to be too scary, so you know what I mean?
This is not an advert. I'm not plugging it.
But saying that they remade Peter Pan recently, just a mess.
Yeah.
Looks a mess to me.
Does it?
Yeah. Can't even remember what they've even done. It's just like,
It's the
I think he's Indian now, Peter Pan's Indian, and like they've just done a remix of everything. I'm just stuck to Hook. I love Hook. Like there's no other Peter Pan really live action I would want to watch.
Yeah.
Other than Hook with Robin Williams and Bob Hoskins and fucking Julia Roberts and the legends.
True. I don't fuck with remakes.
No.
I might, if I have to watch it, if I'm ever free enough to watch it. I couldn't tell you what the most recent movie I watched was Scream 6.
I got halfway through it and then I got distracted.
Yeah, me too. I fell asleep.
Yeah. I was waiting for just Courtney, what's her name? Courtney Cox. The one who's in Friends, who is the main, she was in the original Scream.
Yeah.
I was waiting for her to come on the screen. Yeah, the report girl. Yeah.
Killed the four.
Yeah. I was waiting for her to come on and I was like, okay, she's on now, and I think I just fell asleep or some shit.
In all of the Screams that I did watch, and I think it was only like Scream 1 and 2.
I think I watched Scream 1, 2 and 3.
Yeah. The plot went over my head. I literally watched it for the murders. I did not.
Yeah.
You know, that whole
the
storyline of things. But
it was the days of American Pie and like, I love that era, you know? White chicks and fucking like them shitty movies that ain't really shit, they're actually quite good.
When it comes to Disney, the 1990 to 98 is the only window of...
I think Sword in the Stone was like 80s. What's one that everyone watched? Like, what's the one with the dogs?
101 Dalmatians.
Yeah, like that would be in 1988.
Oh.
So a lot of them were before we were born, and our parents watched them, so then we watched them, and we took them as our own, and they're not 90s movies at all.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. And obviously Disney stole fucking, was it old dark myths and shit and turned them into bubblegum.
Yeah, they did. Everything from top to... I don't think there is... Well, there might be one or two originals.
Yeah, like Brothers Grimm.
Yeah.
Maybe. I think that's one Disney don't own. Right. So I feel like whoever's networks have done what they've done with that and made it a bit scary. The original Beauty and the Beast is terrifying. Yeah,
it was.
Twisted kind of.
Well,
Disney remaking history.
Disney CIA.
One day at a time. One day at a time.
I mean, have you got anything else you want to add?
Yeah, actually this comes out next week, so my vinyl for Saint Remastered, gold edition, my favourite songs. Obviously it's vinyl, it's mastered for vinyl, so that should be available sometime at the end of the month, or maybe even next week, who knows. So just look out for that. Probably be on Spotify for sale and stuff. So I can't really think of anything else.
Okay.
Oh, what am I talking about? I did put something out. Yes, novels coming from Vexxed Unlimited.
There we go.
First fictional novel. So I had a brain fart then. Yeah, so it's called Starlight, and the first book is called Refim's Revenge, and that should be out, I'd say, the end of the year, maybe towards Christmas.
Yeah.
The company's working on that right now.
Yes. It should make a great gift for your spoilt teenager.
Yeah. Might teach him a few good lessons, you know. Yeah. Give him a few good examples in a kind of spacey exploration. You know, I won't say too much, but it's sci-fi, guys. So look out for that. And yeah, I think that's it for this week.
Yes, and I'll be parting ways with you this week by saying you're all cunts. You're not that special and you're not that unique. Get on with it. And
yeah, do your best.
Do your best. Do better.
Do better. Yeah. See you next time, guys.